My name is Bohdan Korablov, and today I would like to talk about Cron improvements and some fixes. So as you know, we released the TC Tools 2002.1.0 and Magento Cloud patches 1.0.1. So these packages contains some improvements and fixes for Cron. We fixed problem with killed jobs, because previous implementation can run killed or died jobs only in 24 hours. And previous implementation had some problem when some job takes long time. This job can stack all jobs from the same group. So it were fixed. And a little reminder about Cron schedule table. This table contains scheduled jobs and has the next statuses. Pending, it's when jobs waiting for their time to run. Running status, when jobs are in progress. Missed, it's where jobs didn't run because scheduled timeout. An error is when jobs through some exceptions or had another errors. So it's old implementation, it's high-level scheme, and this scheme shows how Cron worked before. When you run command cron run, this command try to log group. If log was occurred, we clean up old schedule and generate new schedule for this group. If this group was locked before, so we cannot acquire logs now, we do nothing and stop process for this group. So if group locked, we try to run some cron jobs with pending status from this group, and we try to set running status in cron schedule table for this job. If we can set this status, we set the status and check scheduled time for this job. If it's okay, we check it configuration for this job, like configured method on instance type. If job has some problem, we set error status and end process for this job and group. If it's okay, we run job. If job didn't throw exception, we set success status and stop it process. If job throw some exceptions, we save a message from this exception and set error status. In this part, we had some problem, like if job takes a long time, we locked all jobs from the same group. New implementation, we changed this behavior in this part, and for jobs currently we use Magento framework logs. So we locked groups now we locked groups only for cleaning schedule or generate new schedule. Currently we don't use running status for locking job. So if currently if some job killed by user or operation system and cross schedule table contains running status, and we next time run command cron run, we check it log for this job instead of running status. If we can acquire this log, we set error status for previous job, killed job, and set running status for current job, and next part like without any changes. What about this fixes? These fixes will be released in Magento 2.3.5 but we created patches from for Magenta from 2.2.5 to 2.3.4, and maybe you know we have EC-tools command cron unlock. We used this command when some job was killed, and we use this command to change running status. But now this command we can use only for previous Magenta version if Magenta version less than 2.5.2. And currently, as I said, if some job takes a long time, this job doesn't stack all jobs from the same group. And few words about logs. On the cloud, we use two providers for logging, DB and FileLog, but Magenta supports Zookeeper logs too. But on cloud, we use only DB and FileLog. On staging or integration and starter environment, we use DB logs because this environment have only one node for database, and this log works fine. But on pro environments, we have 3 database nodes, and sometimes when failover works and change connection, you can lose these logs. So by default on pro environments on staging and production, we use FileLog. We have special file system. This file system is like proxy for Zookeeper servers. This is write-only file system, and usually if everything works fine, you should not see any files on this path for mounted directory with this file system. On the there is environment variable Magenta Cloud logs dir. This variable contains paths for this directory, like run, project ID, logs. If you want, you can change these log providers. For example, you can use database log, but we don't recommend use database log on pro environment on staging and production. By default, EC-tools set log provider files on pro environments, and EC-tools gets path from Magenta Cloud logs variable and sent to ABTC and PHP file during redeployment. Sasha.
Hi guys, my name is Oleksandr Shmyheliuk. I'm from Cloud team, and today I will talk about cache warmup. As you may know, cache warmup was added in previous releases, but in the latest release we added some improvements and new features, such as product page warmup, store page warmup for multiple stores, and others. Why do we need to warm up cache? EC-tools after each deployment cleans cache to avoid situation when old cache data loaded for new functionality. Without cache, page loads much slower, and as a result, you can lose some visitors, because according to statistics, 40% of visitors will left the site if page loads more than 4 seconds. So to reduce possibility of such situation, we recommend to warm up cache exactly after deployment phase. Cache warm up doesn't affect downtime at all because it's running on post-deploy phase and site is already live, and it's running in background. So which page should be warm up? It depends on your project. All project is unique. You need to find some maybe more popular pages like popular products, categories, etc. It all depends on your project, but we recommend to a few popular few popular products or category. How cache warmup works? EC tools collect a list of URLs according to given configuration, and after that it sends GET requests asynchronously to the collected pages. How to configure a cache? For configuration warmup pages, you need to add variable warmup pages into post deploy section in Magento and YAML file. Here you can see several examples of configuration types. We will analyze them on the next slides. So, which configuration types do we have? It can be single page with full URL. It can be relative path, and it can be multiple pages. And for this, we're using some kind of pattern which consists of 3 parts. The first part is entity type. It can be category, CMS page, product, or custom URL. Second part is depends on entity type. It can be a regex pattern or part of URL of product SKU. And third part, it can be store ID or store code, or you can use asterisks for all stores. Let's see some examples for each configuration type. First configuration type is relative URL. It will be combined with URL of your default store. For example, if you have only one store, it can work for you. For example, if you put only slash, it will warm up your contact or deals. It will combine with your base URL. Also, you can put full URL, but in this case, post should be registered as URL of one of your stores. In other case, we will not warm up this page. And also, you can warm up single page for multiple stores. It was added in the latest release. So, for example, if you have several stores with same structure, you can put. You should use this pattern. First part is entity type called store page, then the page what you want to warm up, and third part is store ID or store code. If you put asterisk, it will warm up contact us page for all your stores. In next example, you can see how to warm up hot deals page for store with ID 1. And in the last example, you can see how to warm up page cars for stores with code store in and store GB. And next configuration type is category and CMS page. They work pretty the same, but difference only in first part of the pattern. For category, it's category, and for CMS page, it's CMS page. Second part can be regex pattern. So we collect all category URLs and match to this pattern. And also it can be just category URL. And the last part is as a previous store ID or store code. So here we can see several examples. In the first examples, EC tools will warm up all category pages for all stores, but use this with cautious because it can be a very big amount of categories. It always depends on project. Second example will warm up all categories for 2 stores with store code store FR and store D. In the next example, we will warm up category page cars with store in. If such category page exists, if not exist, we will not warm up and we will write appropriate log into cloud log file. And here you can see the same example for the CMS page. And the last example, how to use regex pattern. So, for example, you put first part category, and then second part is regex patterns, so it will warm up all category pages which contains tires and underscore. And last type of configuration is product pages. It also was added in the latest release. So to warm up product pages, you should use next pattern. First part is entity type called product. Second part is product SKU. Can be one or several SKUs divided by pipe. And the last pattern is the same as for all previous configuration types. It can be store or stored goods. Let's check some examples. In first example, we will warm up all products, but we programmatically limited it to 100 products to avoid some performance issue, because, as you know, amounts of products can be very big, and if it multiply to count of stores, the number can be huge. In second example, we will warm up all products for store with code store FR, but it also limited to 100 products. So if you use product SKU, instead of product SKU, you use asterisk, it always will be limited to 100 products. In the next example, you can see how to warm up product with SKU1 for all stores, if such products exist in this store. Next example, you see how to warm up product with SKU1 for store with codes store FR and store them. And in next two examples, you can see how to warm up several products which divided by pipes. In this example, you warm up product with SKU1, 2, 3 for all stores. And in next example, we will warm up product SKU with SKU1, 2, and 3 for 2 stores with codes store FR and store them. All information about warm upping we write to cloud log, such as how many URLs we will warm up. If we cannot warm up some pages according to rules, you also will see appropriate images. And also you see a whole list of pages which was warm up. So more examples and information you can find on dev docs. And that's all. Any questions?
There are a few questions in chat. I guess, Sasha, these are for you. So for CMS pages, contact is identifier, and for category is that URL key.
One moment, I will read. Actually, I don't fully understand the questions. Here you can see example for category and CMS pages. For category, entity type will be category, and for CMS page will be CMS page. But second part, the same for both types. It can be regex pattern or URL. So there are no difference between category and CMS page configuration types, only in entity type name. And I see another questions about if SKU is limited to 100, what rule is used to select the 100? What do you... A moment. So in case when you use asterisk for product SKUs, we'll programmatically limit it to 100 products. And only in case when you use asterisk for product SKUs. In other cases, we will not reduce amount of pages to warm up.
Sasha, I think that the question there is how do we figure out which 100 products do we use? Is it alphabetical? Is it by SKU ID? What's the order?
I think it will be by order in the table. Just first store active products. And next question is, would be nice feature if we could warm up the sitemap. Actually, we can warm up the sitemap. You can just put relative or full path to sitemap, and it will be warm up. Next question is about how we send GET request. For sending GET request, we using Gazelle HTTP library, and we sending this request in asynchronous in parallel. So at one moment it will warm up. I don't remember exactly number, like 30 pages, something like that. But will it read from sitemap? No, it will not read from sitemap. We didn't add this feature. You can add future requests on our GitHub, and we will review it, and maybe we'll add in the next release. So at the moment we don't have functionality to warm up all pages from sitemap. This presentation will be uploaded to YouTube, and we will send link into the chat, I think.
Yes, we upload those to YouTube channel, and then we post the URLs to the Cloud channel in the Slack, and we also update the demo schedule page that we posted recently. So we are always free to go and watch this presentation. Thank you.
Do you have any more questions? Okay.
Cool. Thank you everyone for joining, and thanks Sasha and Bohdan for covering these topics. So looks like next one will happen on March 5th, and we'll be talking about the latest ECA tools release. So the topic will be actually the release demo for latest ECA tools. So that one should be interesting because, you know, this is one of the biggest releases which was been prepared for more than 4 months. So it is pretty much packed with new features. If you didn't have a chance to try it yet, definitely come on March 5th to actually join us for the other session we'll be having. And yeah, always feel free to contact us on Slack if you need any changes. I would say in the tool in itself, feel free to post tickets on GitHub. All the repositories are open, and we're always happy to review feature requests and improvement requests. Thanks everyone, and see you in Slack and on the next presentation we'll have in March. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.